So Sean, so now we're in the action, kind of like the action phase where you've made yourself, you are carrying yourself, and you kind of have a nice little showpiece on your side. I guess how do you know that you're using this sword, or like how do you know you're in the right spot in the right moment?
Well, your conscience will tell you if you're in the right situation or not. If you listen to it, you'll know. And there's different physiological signs for it. Like, for example, like if you've ever been in trouble with a parent, that sinking feeling of your heart going into your stomach, that's a good indicator that you're not at the right place at the right time and that you've done something wrong. But knowing when you're right, that's when things are working well for you, and that's where time seems to pass a lot quicker than you would think. That's what is considered the flow state, and that Vervaeke's talked about that. Peterson's talked about that a little bit too. We laugh about it, but it's true that that flow state, or that state of meaning, that's when you're fully engaged with what you're doing and it just feels right, and so you can just keep with it. That's when you're in the right place at the right time, and what you're doing is meaningful because that meaning manifests itself. And if you're not where you're supposed to be, then your conscious will let you know that pretty quickly if you're willing to listen to it.
So here you are. You're going through the world. All of a sudden, I think we've can you describe that situation for you where you've entered into a flow state? Like what does that feel like for Sean?
Again, it's like you're doing something and you'll look over and say it's like 11 o'clock in the morning, and then you do what you're doing and you're in this flow of work, right? So like when I wrote my book that hasn't been published because I can't find a publisher interested in it, and that's that history of the lunatic asylum system from beginning to end, I wrote like 2 chapters in the span of about 4 hours, and it didn't even feel like 4 hours. It felt like an hour. And I looked over at my desk, the time on the computer, and it's like, it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, holy hell, where'd the time go? And it's like, because I was engaging with what I was doing. It was meaningful. It's because it's what I thought I ought to do, because, it's one of those pet project things. And so that's kind of what that flow state's kind of like for me, is that, time seems to pass a lot quicker than it should because I'm fully engaged in what I'm doing.